Hi everyone, and welcome to Tuesday's Tips with Laurie. Today we are live in the lab working. I wanted to share with you some really good ideas on Pintucks. These are Piper's Pintucks on our new Keepsake Clasp purses. And this is hopefully some good tips that you can use. To start with, I wanted to kind of go over the stabilizer. The stabilizer, it's a lightweight stabilizer. And there's a reason why you want it lightweight. I'm just going to quickly show you. Once you complete one side, when you go to flip it, it flips and it tucks really nicely on these curves if you have a lightweight. If you have too heavy of a batting, you're going to have a harder time with that smooth curve right there. And then the other one thing I wanted to share with you is the fabric for the pin tuck. You're going to want to keep that to more of a cotton or regular type fabric. If you try to use a wool or felt or something that's a little heavier, you're not going to get those tucks, pin tucks, to work for you as well. So we do recommend like a regular cotton fabric. To start with, you will take your hoop and you will do the first few steps in the hoop. And then it tells you to take your outside piece. Now this looks huge for such a little purse, but the reason it's big is because when you're taking your pin tucks, as you can see, it'll shorten. The amount of fabric will just shorten when you make those tucks. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I wanna find the middle of this fabric, and I just give it a little finger press, and then I lay it right across the middle of the hoop, and then fold it over. It doesn't have to be the exact middle, but really close. And so that's the first step that I would do for that. And then you'll put this in your machine and it'll tack down this very center line of your pin tuck. And this is where we begin the pin tucks. So I'm going to start with, if you can see from the bottom of my hoop, the first thing you do after you stitch this stitch is you're gonna pull this up and you're gonna iron that in place. Now you can use a small little iron like I have here. It would need to fit down inside your hoop. But if you don't have a small iron and you'd prefer, you can actually use a folding pin. Now this is a folding pin from Clover. It does have starch that comes with it. You just put a couple drops of starch in this folding pin and you add your water and give it a little shake. And this works great. And so I'm gonna start by using this folding pin. And you just squeeze and you can see the liquid starch comes out and you just press it with your fingers. Now the advantage to the folding pin is you can keep it at your machine and you don't have to keep pulling this in and out of your machine. So if you want to circle around here with me, we're going to actually come over here to the machine and I'm going to show you how you would complete your pin tucks. So we've got this nice and flat. So we can take another piece of tape just to hold this if you'd like at the top. And then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do our next stitch, which is gonna tack this down on either end of your pin tuck. And that's gonna create, the width of that is the width of your pin tuck that you'll be seeing right soon here. We're just gonna stitch this other side. Keep your folding pin handy. Now the great thing is, with the folding pin, I can just simply remove this piece of tape up here at the top and you're gonna just tuck it backward. And you don't wanna pull it too hard in the middle. You want to just pull it nice and flat so that it goes from that top to the top without bowing in the middle. And then you'll just simply take your folding pin and you'll just apply that liquid right along there again and you press it with your fingers and then you will do the next stitch, which every other stitch it will do just a tack, and then this one will do a tack with a long stitch down the middle. And you can see that long stitch going right down the middle, and that's to help hold these in place. And then you continue to fold it back on itself again. And then you can use that same method. You can use that folding pin right there, that starch. And it makes a really nice, you can just stay right at your machine and complete these pin tucks. And once you've done several of these Pintucks, you're going to have a finished Pintuck. And I'm going to come back around here and show you the finished product. So once you have completed all of your Pintucks, as you can see right here, this is what it will look like. And you've completed them on one side, and then you've flipped and you've done the same thing on the opposite side. And once you've completed that, the next step it will stitch is a top stitch, which just tacks those Pintucks down in place. So you'll want to probably use a matching thread color to your fabric. Once you've finished that and you've added your back piece on, it's going to look like this in the hoop. You pull it out of your hoop, and you're simply going to cut along this outside stitch line. That was your cut line. And look how cute these are. You flip them right side out. And these Pintucks, look how cute those are. So I just wanted to show you a comparison. These Pintucks were done with an iron, and these were done with the folding pin. So as you can see, you could go either way and it looks just beautiful. And that is just all the tips that I have for you on Pintucks today. And this also comes in a large size, as you can see. This is just a darling, darling little clasp purse. Aren't these cute? We hope you enjoyed that and that you'll enjoy making many more clasp purses. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.